Hey everyone, it's Vincent. I want to tell you what I thought about Hoppers. I hopped over to the theater the other day and seen it, and I'm going to tell you right now, I had a hopping good time. Let's talk about it. So, in the movie Hoppers, from our wonderful studio Pixar, I love Pixar. So, full disclosure up there. Another full disclosure, I am friends with the exhibitors at the local movie theater. They have nothing to do with this, neither does Pixar. Just to be clear, this is just my opinions. But anyway, let's talk about it. So, in the movie, there is a character played by the lady that plays Peggy Hill, the same voice actress. I think she did a wonderful job. I think all the voice actors did a wonderful job, okay? No notes there. The pacing, I felt, was a little fast, but this is basically every movie and television show anymore. They're paced 10,000 miles per hour, so, I'm going to say that just to say it so everybody knows that I think it could have been a little slower. My ADHD brain was fine with it. But technically speaking, should it have been, maybe a little bit slower? I think that would have been better. Another thing I will say, talking about the film as far as how good it is, this is a personal opinion of mine, obviously. But as a filmmaker, made some shorts, I eventually want to get a feature. I've got opinions about these things. Well, when it comes to the technical aspects of a film, one of the things that I do really just have to make a note about, I'm sorry, most of you may not care, as my mother pointed out. But personally, I think that it would have been better if the screen ratio of the film, instead of being flat, had been scope. Just personal opinion. I think that nature looks way better when it's in scope. This film is probably like 90% outdoors, so I think having it in scope would have looked really good. That's just my opinion. Obviously, your results may vary, but personally, I just think it would have been better. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, flat is taller, scope is wider, okay? That's just the shape of the picture. And personally, I think that nature just looks better. Again, I've already said it, but I just want to say it again. When it's a wider frame, it's just my opinion. Obviously, you might disagree, and most of you probably don't care, but I just wanted to note that. As far as sound mix goes, here's something good I have to say about it. Sound mix I thought sounded great. I think one of the speakers in our auditorium might have been having issues, or maybe that was just my ears. So I don't think it has anything to do with the mix, obviously, but I'm just thinking that one of the back surrounds, I don't think I was hearing it. Maybe it's possible that it was just the levels was sent to it quieter and I wasn't picking up on that. Who knows? Either way, I thought the mix was pretty good. It used the back surrounds, which I like. Not every movie does that, but I've noticed Pixar seems to do that more, their mixers. The guy that directed this, he's a first-time Pixar director. I say keep the man on payroll, let's put it that way. I think he did a really good job with the film. As far as the film goes, the sound mix was good, as I said, but talking about sound, the music I thought was great. The score was wonderful. And if I remember correctly, the guy that scored this was this first Pixar film to be scored, and I thought the score was really good. So, something else to keep in mind. The score was great. As far as comedy goes, I thought it was really funny. I would argue that, that's kind of the main reason we're going there. There is some drama. There is the things we kind of go to. Pixar's kind of their trademark is they're going to have the emotional stuff in there, and there was definitely some emotional moments. This is not like an Inside Out or a Coco kind of movie when it comes to just how much you're going to probably cry, but you're going to cry, probably, at least if you're like me. I cried twice. It wasn't like bawling my eyes out crying, and I'm not going to tell you why I cried. Obviously, that would be probably a spoiler, but what I will tell you is that, if you cry, you're probably going to. Okay, so there were some kids in our theater. They didn't cry during it, but there's some sequences where I could see potentially for some of the younger kids, they might cry. So just keep that in mind if you're taking the young ones with you to see this movie. Overall, I thought the story was great. It talked about the environment. It talked about protecting our environment and kind of getting back to nature, if you will. Ironically enough, due to technical movies, I couldn't record this outside. I actually had planned on it. But just imagine nature behind me for this. That would probably make more sense. A little anecdote for you here. My mom, after hearing about me and my friend Billy's thoughts on the movie, wants to go back next weekend and see it. She was kind of on the fence, and now she's not. So probably be seeing this again in a few days. I give it 10 film slates out of 10. So everybody, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Are you going to go see this? Anyway, I think the story was great. I give it 10 film slim. And this film's probably 90% outdive.
And action.